Hi, I'm Tisha,
I'm Loren.
and this is the Open Booked podcast. Today, we're talking about Fourth Wing by
Whoop,
Rebecca
whoop.
Yarros.
I have 3 copies, so I decided to show my original one. Funny story about this is I was on a trip for work, and all I saw on the book talk pages were Fourth Wing, no one can find copies. I have a copy, I'm selling it for $100. And then I'm doing this, and I'm like, what the actual? The book had just come out like a few months before, and it was so sold out, so popular that they couldn't find it. I'm walking through the airport in Palm Springs, California, the only time I've ever even been to Palm Springs or California, and I just walk by those little bookstores, and there's one singular copy. No, it does not have the fancy sprayed edges. But at the time, this was like a diamond in the rough, and I said, I don't even know what it's about, but I'm seeing it all over the internet. It has to be good, and I bought it. And then I devoured it within a very short amount of time. So, funny backstory. This is my, you have multiple copies of everything. This is my write it up, put marks, stickies in it, whatever copy. Then I got the special Christmas edition last year, and then the paperback when it came out. So, yeah. And also on that note, I'm rambling already. My Iron Flame, which we'll talk about next week, is one of the specials that I pre-ordered, sprayed edges. But I just went and bought a normal one so that in my prep for next week, I can fuck it up. I got stickers. I'm ready. Because this book, Fourth Wing, I've read 3 times. This book I've just read once. So okay. I feel like I've missed so much. And then there's obviously things we're searching for, we'll get into. And I am determined to be the one to figure it out on my vacation.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So what are you reading now?
I am currently listening to, that's why I was trying to pull up my Everand, which, yet again, fucking beefing, because every single time I try to open it to listen, whether it's in my car or now just on my AirPods or my headphones, it either restarts me or just won't play. So I'm listening to The Quarry Girls by Jess Laurie, and it's really good.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, I wanted to also show, I got my book of the month today.
Oh, yay!
So
you got an add-on.
Yeah, I got the add-on. I think it's from 2 months ago. Alice Feeney, Beautiful Ugly.
Aren't we funny? We did not communicate this, guys.
And then this is the one we both picked this month for January, A Killing Cold.
Yep,
so I'm officially a friend on Book of the Month. So if you don't already have it. Oh, cool. And it does say like what month it is. So January, and this was apparently last month's.
Mm-hmm.
And they let you pick, which book you want. I don't know why I didn't pick this one last month. Or why it didn't ship, because I know I picked it last month. Maybe I picked it late or something.
That one was, you might have picked late because that was a early release. That book's still not even out. I don't think it comes out till February or something. Like, it's not out yet. That was a book of the month special. And I've read a couple, and we talked about Alice Feeney a few episodes back. Yeah. I've read a couple of her books. I know you have too. And so that's why I jumped on that one.
So last week, I think I've said it a couple times that I had read, what's the book we both just finished?
You shouldn't have come
here. Yeah, you shouldn't have come here. I was thinking of Alice Feeney's Rock, Paper, Scissors. I don't know how in my brain I confused the two, but that's definitely what it was. So.
Wait, that's about the couple that goes to the old house?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, dude, that book lives in my head rent-free too.
Fuck me up.
Yeah, dude, I was like, how did I not figure this shit out? Because I did not. Okay, great book. Maybe we need to do a reread and then cover that one, because that's a good one.
Yeah, really good.
But yeah, we both just finished You Shouldn't Have Come Here, and we both loved it. I'm officially, if I wasn't already, a Geneva Rose stan.
Yeah. Yeah, and then now she's showing up on my TikTok like crazy.
She's hilarious.
So she was in a Target, and she did like a spin, and her husband's like, the spin throws him off because she's like signing books in Target, and doesn't want the employees to see because it's vandalism technically.
Yeah, no, they
But
get in trouble for doing that. If I was an employee and I saw an author actually signing books in the store for free, I would turn the other way. Like, that's cool as
100.
shit.
Yeah. And then go buy it because it's signed.
Yeah, without paying an extra premium for getting a signed edition. Like, no
Yeah.
brainer.
100.
Yeah. So that's interesting. You've already started your next book. I just finished You Shouldn't Have Come Here, and I'm in between literally reading nothing right now, so I'm going to start Iron Flame right after this. Deep diving in. I might even listen while I'm noting.
That helps me like absorb it better for sure.
Yeah. Before we get into the book, we don't have very much business today because I know Fourth Wing is, I think with this reread, knocked Verity off my favorite book. So this might be my favorite book. So I could talk about this all day. This is fresh cherry pops for Tisha. So let's talk about our business and then get into the world of our shadow daddy. So the only really note that I made was about the wildfires. I feel like last week we talked about most everything else. There's more drama with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, but I'm waiting for the lawsuit to come out from him to her and to Ryan Reynolds because that's what's new this week. Is apparently that scene in Deadpool Nice Pool was about Justin Baldoni, which actually hurts Blake's case because if she's so traumatized by this, why are they being bully assholes like we've come to learn that they are? But no, so Ryan Reynolds is apparently getting sued per the attorney. Blake Lively's getting sued, and like other people that they haven't named yet. There's multiple other there was a voice message that got leaked of Justin Baldoni on the night of the premiere to his dream team, which I think are the two other producers or something, saying like, I'm locked in the basement with my friends and family for over an hour. Like, it was like insane, backing up that she bullied him and kicked him around. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good for her.
Yeah, he named like all kinds of people from the movie. His former PR person is apparently even being sued. Her PR person, like
her management team, like all that.
Yeah, like it's a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I'm interested to see how the truth comes out because ultimately that's what will prevail with receipts. So
yeah,
we'll keep y'all posted as more updates come out. But as of right now, it's just he said, she said. I need actual lawsuits in court to know for sure. But it's not looking good for Blake. I'll say that. The wildfires, man, they're insane. If you guys haven't heard, LA's on fire. So many celebrities have lost their homes. I do want to say one thing. I don't care how rich someone is or how well off they are. They literally lost their fucking livelihoods. And if you're one of those people in the comments being like, wow, they're rich, fuck you. Respectfully, fuck you. Because, no, so what if they're rich? They raise their families in that home. They do their Christmases in that home. Yes, the insurance is going to pay for it, just like if our house burned down. We're not celebrities. Well, yeah. Who knows? Okay, I'm not going to get into insurance, but I am going to say, yes, they're well off, but that does not mean that it's still not very, very sad and heartbreaking. People have literally died, and the internet is fucking mean.
Yeah, I'm all for eat the rich, but not those rich. Like those people, yes, their houses are valued at 6 million, 7 million, but they literally look like my neighbors' houses. Like they're not huge extravagant mansions like fucking Kim Kardashian's or like they're not rich like Elon and
Jeff Bezos.
All of the billionaires and trillionaires.
Yeah.
They're not on the same level, and like you said, they are losing the place that they felt comfortable. They had their families. They might have brought home their kids or their first puppy, or they might have gotten engaged, or homes hold so much emotional value in our lives, and it's like your safe space. So to lose that is devastating, and it can rock your world. Like, I've had friends lose their home, and it's not just like the things that you lose, but you lose pictures, which I
Can't
saw
be
a post
replaced.
earlier. Yeah. Unless you have a digital copy, you can't replace that. And a lot of, older pictures for older people, those can't be replaced. So someone posted a picture of a folder. She's like, this is the only evidence of my father's life from when he was a baby until he passed. This is the only record of him. So
Yeah.
if I were to lose this, I would be devastated. So I'm like, yeah, I fully understand. And yeah, if you are clapping that people lost their homes, hope it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah. No, seriously. And the other thing to think about is too is all you're hearing about is the celebrities that have lost their homes.
Mm-hmm.
But California, I say generational wealth. The kids can't help that they're born into rich. Like no one
Mm-hmm.
can help that. But at the same time, like some of these houses are like OG Hollywood houses that have been
Mm-hmm.
passed down that these people maybe aren't even famous or rich. They just
Mm-hmm.
inherited it, and it's like so many childhood memories. It was their great grandfather, like things like that are happening because this neighborhood, one of them particularly, I was reading about is I say old money as in like these kids couldn't afford to buy it these days.
Not.
It's like a family home, and to me that's the worst.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can't replace that. I don't care how much money
Mm-mm.
you have. You can't replace anything that's sentimental or your home. Like I will bitch about my house all day long because I don't like the layout. It's too small, blah, blah. But if something happened, I would be absolutely devastated because this is my
Mm-hmm.
safe space. This is my
Yeah.
home. This is where I come home, take my bra off, take my pants off, and relax.
Yeah.
It's my home. And
Yeah.
I mean, how many people lost their pets? Have people have died? Like, it's
Yeah.
very sad. And I'm not going to I say this every week, I'm not going to get political, but California,
Yeah.
y'all need to get your fucking shit together because this would not have been as bad if you wouldn't have defunded the fire department. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to defund anything, the fire department in a fireplace country is not a smart idea. But
Yeah. Or replenish the reservoirs
yeah,
from the last
apparently
time.
fire hydrants are dry. And
Yeah.
this is another thing that I was reading about. They didn't clean any of the brush out. Okay, we live in a foresty area, guys. If you don't know where we live in the Ozark Mountains. We understand what it's like to live in a foresty area. You know what our place does? They do controlled burns. A controlled burn is put on by the government, the fire department, whatever, and it burns through the forest. It only burns the underbrush. They don't let it catch the trees. That's why it's called controlled. They do it, it kills all the ticks, it kills all the whatever, but it also kills all the underbrush, and then everything grows up so much fresher, newer, but it prevents massive fires because underbrush is what keeps it going. Or like it's like kindling, to get those trees on fire. But if there's none of that, or if it's controlled and contained, then your big old trees aren't going to catch on fire. That's just how it works. And the fact that they haven't invested in doing that, which I saw several posts that they have not, that they were more like their funding for that went towards global warming. I'm not even going to get into that because I don't know enough about it to argue either way. But I do know enough about controlled burnings because we've seen them our entire lives. And the fact that they aren't doing them is just stupid.
Yeah.
My TED Talk.
You would think it's such like an arid, dry climate, they would just be smarter, and somehow they're not. Did you see that a lot of people caught people starting fires on their Ring cameras?
Yeah, now I've heard that there was like 5. I think there might be more than that now. But I heard that they confirmed for sure one of them was arson. And I don't think the police has confirmed the rest of them yet, but the whole internet's saying like this was intentional. It's like whoever did that, you're a piece of shit in the desert.
And then it's like even if they, charge them, they're not going to get any money from them.
How
so
can
it's
they
not
pay
like
for that?
Yeah, it's not like they can pay reparations or damages or anything like that. So maybe they need to ship them somewhere that has a death penalty. Like just
yeah,
save us all some money again.
Yeah, seriously. We don't want to pay for their fucking lifelong Xbox couch in their fucking cell. Also, there's a lot of celebrities that are speaking out pissed because I did not realize in LA tax is 45%. So, they're saying we have the highest tax in the entire country, and when it comes to needing you let us fucking burn or you evacuate us and block the roads. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
There was one drive which actually it was like a super fucking famous person that had put a mask on from the smoke, and you couldn't tell because they were like, where I don't remember who it was, but I saw a video that they're like, you evacuate me, and then they put barricades on the fucking road. I get doing it one way so looky loos don't go up there, because having
Mm-hmm.
been right by this giant ass fire, I
Mm-hmm.
could hardly get home when this was going on. We evacuated. It was not nearly as severe of a situation, but I don't know if we even talked about that on here. There was a recycling plant across the street from me that pretty much blew up. There was
Mm-hmm.
explosions. My husband and I and the dogs left our home because not just because of we were afraid it was going to catch on fire, because we kind of were, because there was literal jet fuel tanks right next to our
Mm-hmm.
backyard because we live next to an airport. So if it got those, done. I mean, they're
Yeah.
thousands, maybe millions of gallons. I don't know,
Yeah.
but the breathing around it, like if you
Yeah.
haven't been
It's
really close to
toxic.
something that's caught on fire, this was a recycling plant. My throat was sore for like a week, and the
Mm-hmm.
smell was so bad. You're outside for 2 seconds. We were getting a headache, so
Mm-hmm.
we left just to be safe. But anyways, we couldn't even hardly get around because everyone was just, oh, let's go look at it, and it's like, you
Mm-hmm.
guys are clogging up traffic for fucking firefighters who are trying to fight this. They had firefighters from 2 hour radius around our area at this place. Okay, I was
Yeah.
listening on the little app, Pulse Point. That's a great app, by the way. And I'm like, you guys all just want to rubberneck shit
Mm-hmm.
instead of just sitting back. You're causing problems for the firefighters. Some random citizen with a fucking excavator started blocking the road because he's like, nah. And he was moving it for fire trucks and then blocking it. I'm like, you go off. Yeah, it was really bad. But I'm sure that's why they blocked it. I
Oh
guarantee
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And so, but why not block one direction or have an officer there, a cop that's not fighting the fire, just
Mm-hmm.
stand there and let people out who are trying to evacuate? I cannot fathom trying to evacuate, fearing for my life, and the road's blocked.
Yeah. It's asinine.
Yeah. Anyways, it's sad. I hope they get them out soon. As of today, they're still roaring. So very
I
sad.
did see Mexico sent 100 firefighters to help with the efforts. So
Okay, Mexico,
thank you, Mexico. Even though everybody wants to rag on them, and I mean, yes,
build the
they
wall and
have
whatnot.
a yeah, they have a lot of crime in their country, but so do we. And if people weren't bad and didn't want to purchase illegal drugs and guns and all the things, we wouldn't have a symbiotic relationship with the bad people in Mexico. So it's all intertwined, and a lot of elected officials have a lot more say in that than they think they do, or a lot more involvement than anybody wants to know about. So
Mm.
pay attention.
Thanks, El Chapo. Also, one other comment I'm gonna make about the Gulf of Mexico. I mean, Gulf of America. Did you see that? I know why. I know why. Because at first I was like, this is just this is getting ridiculous. but I figured it out. I didn't figure it out. I read a couple TikToks. But the Gulf of Mexico was the legal name, right? Obviously, part of it's Mexico, but most of it's actually in America. If you look at the
Mm-hmm.
map, it's over half
Yeah.
of it is America. So I don't know why it was called Mexico at first. Maybe it's just been around so long before we got Texas. I don't know. So Biden just passed some sort of law that said there's no drilling, offshore drilling in the Gulf of Mexico for oil. Okay. What's
Mm-hmm.
Trump's big thing? He wants to bring oil back to America so we don't rely on other countries. I agree with that, okay? Like, I know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of pipeline people who are without work. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a good thing for the economy. Whatever your stance is, it's good for our economy, and gas prices are a lot lower when that happens. So,
Mm-hmm.
his big thing is he wants to bring that back. So if he renames it to the Gulf of America, what he just did is null and void because technically that's the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
That's a chess move. It's like America's chessboard right now.
Yeah, the things that are happening as literal fuck yous to the new administration from the current administration are just childish.
The
So
auctioning off the supplies of the border wall. Did you see that?
childish,
They're
yes.
acting like 15-year-old boys. I'm not even
Or
kidding.
girls, because
Or
they're
girls.
worse.
Yeah, agreed. They're acting like teenagers. I'm not gonna lie. I'm laughing about it all. Like, nothing else
Mhm.
we can do but fucking laugh at the ridiculousness. But then seeing the dynamic of everyone at Jimmy Carter's funeral, did you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so Kamala didn't even say, I don't think she even said hi to Trump, which expected. Trump
Mhm.
and Obama fucking chatting it up and laughing the whole time. I was like, wow, I didn't expect
Mm.
that. Kamala snubbed Obama, who had
Mhm.
endorsed her, and then, who snubbed Bush? Oh, Bush got like a pat in the belly, or gave Obama like a pat in the belly, but like snubbed Trump or something. I was like, I watched a video like analyzing, because then you have the Clintons. I'm like, no one has talked more shit about each other than these two rows of people
Mhm.
publicly. And now you all have to sit together. I told Jesse, the Secret Service was probably like, damn, finally, they're all in one place. We can relax.
Yeah.
Because they all get Secret Service for life if you're ever a president. So, Jimmy Carter's family had it, and then every other president in attendance has their own batch of Secret Service. And so it's
Mhm.
like you just never see so many American, like, current or prior leaders in one building. It was insane.
Yeah. And honestly, isn't that dangerous? Like
I would think.
thinking about it afterward, like maybe we shouldn't have go in
I
shifts or
I
something.
agree with that, like, or do a virtual. Yeah, because that could have
Can you
been,
zoom?
especially after having a terrorist attack on January 1st, could
Yeah.
have been bad. I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad nothing
Mhm.
happened, but, everyone together's a little
Or
scary.
maybe it could have been a good thing if something had happened.
Tisha!
Wipe
That's
out
so
a
mean.
bunch of the most corrupt people in the country. Because it was celebrities and politicians.
Okay, I'm not saying I believe this theory, but there's a whole bunch of people on TikTok think that the fires were set intentional to get rid of evidence for the Diddy trial.
That would not surprise me in the slightest.
As much as we've seen, I don't know that I believe it. I would need to see
Mm-hmm.
evidence of that. But, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if the evidence did come out. Like,
Yeah.
we've seen it all at this point. But,
Literally.
I do have a Diddy update actually. They are supposed to release all of the names of the co conspirators for any crime Diddy has ever committed before March 5th. Some point
We need a
before March 5th.
countdown for that.
I know. We may need to do like an emergency episode when those come out and just go through one by one and see who surprises us and who doesn't. I already have a mental list who I think at this point, and I
Mm-hmm.
just kind of am ready to see if it matches. Speaking of pedophiles, I'm going to St. Thomas tomorrow, and I was googling stuff to do in St. Thomas, blah 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 blah. Epstein Island is visible. It's right there, right the fuck there. And how you get to it is you fly to the airport we're flying into, and then take a private flight to Little
Mm-hmm.
St. James. But also, apparently, the Ritz Carlton St. Thomas is sus. I
Mm-hmm.
read so many posts and comments, reviews, all sorts of shit about, because obviously I can't afford to stay at the Ritz Carlton. Are you kidding me? That's like for the wealthy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a VRBO, okay? But it's beautiful condo, beachfront. It's great, okay? I'm not saying it's not, but we ain't staying at the Ritz Carlton, okay?
Mm-mm.
But apparently people are like, because you can book tours through there. So we thought about doing like this nighttime see-through kayak thing that looked really cool, but you meet at the Ritz Carlton. So I'm like looking up where it's at, blah blah blah. All this shit comes up. Apparently, it's like a trafficking place, and it's like you go there, you stay, you get whatever. I'm like, no fucking way. But that's like, I mean, it's a conspiracy theory. But apparently, there's couples that have stayed there that didn't know that and just got super weird vibes, like they were getting stared at the whole time everywhere they went. They felt like there were staff like watching them, and that just feels weird.
Yeah, that would be terrifying.
Yeah. So yeah, no. So we're gonna stay away from that area. It may be just people being dramatic, but we're gonna stay away nevertheless.
Yeah, can't risk it.
Okay. Should we talk about Fourth Wing?
I'm ready.
Okay. First and foremost, guys, spoilers. Triggers.
Yes.
Read the triggers on the book. I'm sure there's death for sure. Parental death, sibling death. So,
Mm-hmm.
without further ado, Rebecca Yarros, Fourth Wing. Welcome to the Fourth Wing. Okay, my first question to you is, did it live up to the hype that everyone talked about this book.
Oh, yeah.
I was saying, don't break my heart. It did,
yeah,
right?
I loved it. Yeah.
Okay, so where is Xaden now on your book boyfriend list?
He's probably top 3.
Still suit daddy.
Yeah, still suit daddy. I'd say he's probably number 2.
Who's 3? Resand or Cassian?
Cassian.
Okay, Xaden's my number 1. I think I said he was my number 1 back in the day before you'd read it. Suit daddy, Resand. Yeah. Okay, so we have very similar top 3. All right, I texted you about your quote. What, you want to tell everyone what your favorite quote was?
Dragons don't make mistakes.
Tarn. Classic. My favorite quote, which I think everyone could probably guess, and it's probably 90% of Fourth Wing readers' favorite quote. Should I get the wing leader? Dude, when he said that the first time I was reading, I cackled out loud like a little hyena. I fucking lost it. But I also love when he gets the saddle. And I hear this is all the rage these days. I just picture him like stomping around and like strutting. Tarn, honestly, is one of the reasons this book is so good, in my opinion.
100%.
And on Darna, God bless her. She is the cutest little thing. She's so cute. Oh, we say that. She's the size of us. At this point. And so we're like, she's so cute and little, but she could fucking fuck shit up.
Yeah.
So my other favorite is a little, I don't remember exactly what he says, but when they're getting it on finally, and she says like, "Oh God," or something, and he's like, "It's just you and me in here, and I appreciate the raise to deity, but my name will do just." And I'm like, "Woo!" It just got really hot in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In case you don't know, I'm obsessed with Xaden. My husband is very aware. It's a thing. I even texted Tisha on my reread and was like, "Oh my God, Xaden is so hot." Am I wrong? He is. It's just the way she describes him. He's also respectful, though, like a respectful asshole. I don't know. It just works. It just works.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything about the book you would have changed?
I don't think so. Except maybe not Liam.
How to kill a book talk girl in 5 words. It has been my honor.
Yeah, it was so sad.
3rd reread, I still fucking cried. I was laying on the bed listening, crying. And Jesse's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Liam," and he was like, "I get it." I get it.
Yeah, it was so sad.
Yeah, no, gone too soon. I have read the second book. I'm going to say this without spoiling anything. I don't see a reason why he couldn't have lived. I think Rebecca Yarros did it just to be a twat. I love you, but true. Honestly, if you follow her on Facebook, she loves to troll us. I genuinely think her conch shell picture she posted the other day. Did you see that? She's on the beach, and she's on vacation before she goes on this tour for Onyx Storm's release, right? And she put a picture of 3 conch shells, and she said, "I've never really been a fan of why choose, but when they're all perfect." And I'm like, if she fucking does anything to Violet and Xaden, I'm gonna fucking lose it. But you know how she is. She just likes to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
After reading this book, my first thought was, is Dane Tamlin? Or no, is Dane Resand? Because it's one book. That was my thought after reading this for the first time.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, she said in interviews before Onyx Storm, they were asked about this, and she said no. But, again, she could be fucking with us. She has so much power over my emotions and thousands, millions of other people.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact about Taryn, it's based on her dog's personality, and he's a bulldog. So she modeled Taryn after her dog, which I love even more.
Oh, man.
Icing on the cake for me. Okay. In the romantasy category, how does this rate compared to other ones? We know we've read a ton. So, better than Akatar, better than From Blood and Ash, Crescent City. I've read Serpent and Wings of Night as well, but I don't think you read those yet.
I think it's on par. I don't think it's better. I don't think it's worse. But I'm only one book in too, so
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's good. What did you think of the world building? Did you think it was hard to keep up with, kind of like Crescent City, or was it more easier to follow?
Oh, it was so much easier to follow. The only question I had for like the first half of the book was, what does she have that makes her joints so weak and her muscles subluxate so much? But isn't that something that Rebecca herself suffers with?
Yes. That's why she did it, because she wanted like a
representation,
badass character representing a real medical condition that most people don't know about. I didn't know about it. When I first read the book, I thought it was a made-up fantasy thing, which is terrible of me. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful. I genuinely didn't know. Now I do. And I feel for people who have to go through that, but I didn't know.
I only knew about it.
So it brought representation.
Yeah, because of all the medical dramas I watch. But
yeah, true. Okay. You are in the world of Fourth Wing. What quadrant would you choose? Riders, scribes, healers, or infantry?
I don't know. Definitely not infantry.
Not infantry.
Because somebody in the book said, I think it was her dad or somebody said uniformity is for infantry.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, not me. Possibly scribe.
Yeah.
Seems pretty safe. But there's no adventure, so I don't know. Maybe rider.
See, this is what I think. I want to think that I would choose to be a rider. I would want to think I would choose Dauntless. If you know, you know. But I can't even walk up the stairs without tripping. So you think I'm going to be able to climb a fucking dragon? I would say I would ultimately probably go scribe.
Yeah.
Just because you and I could get lost in the library, read all day, and then have a fulfilling day. And then you go home in your robe, and you cuddle, and you go to bed. Like, but, I mean, that could get boring, so you may have to be married to a rider. Like, let's pull a mama daddy Sorengale, okay? We want a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would like to think I would choose rider, but I don't think I would.
Yeah.
What did you think of Mama Sorengale?
Not a fan.
Want to see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, she's too cold and just unfeeling. And maybe that came from losing a child and her husband. Maybe it came from childhood trauma. Who knows? But she's just really cold and mean.
Yeah, let's talk about the elephant in the room. How did you handle that surprise at the end? Did you fucking scream?
Mind blown.
Yeah!
I was like, no fucking way.
You said lose a child, and I'm like, did she though? Did she?
Does she know though?
She thinks that she lost a child. Yeah, she doesn't know. Obviously, he's been hiding out with Shadow Daddy and fucking mending people,
Yeah.
Which honestly really shocked me. If anyone was going to come back to life at the end, me reading through this for the first time when she finds that note in the back of that Fable book, right? And me reading through this for the first time, I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be your dad. If any, like, I'm expecting a surprise. But I genuinely did not expect it to be Brennan. I expected it to be her dad.
Yeah.
So that shocked me. What did you think of Xaden's betrayal? Were you surprised?
I was so back and forth. I was like, no, it's not real. No. Is it though? It's like, I don't know what to believe.
Yeah. No, it was an emotional roller coaster for me, but I'm one of those women that like blindly would just go after support what the hot main male character is for. So in my head, I'm like, Violet, calm the fuck down, bitch. He's fine. It's fine. Like at the end when he's like explaining and she's like locked, like right before she meets Brennan. I'm like, girl, get over yourself. You're in a fucking palace? Golly, come on. You're fine, okay? Your mom's a bitch. You're fine. But I agree it was emotional roller coaster because it's funny. I saw a post about this that was like talking about Americans making up their minds on some, I don't even remember. It's unrelated what it's about. But people said when you are reading a book, you side with the rebels, with the underdogs. When you watch Star Wars, you sided with the rebels. When you watch Divergent, you sided with, and listed up all these things. I'm like, holy shit, that's so true. And I feel it's the same in this case because you hear the truth and you side with Zayden. You just have to be informed.
Yep.
What did you think of Jack motherfucking Barlow?
That fucker.
That motherfucker, right? He's the worst.
Yeah, I wanted to punch him in the teeth so many times, and I'm so glad she took him out the way that she did.
Honestly, the way she did, go off, sis. Oh yes. My gosh. That moment, I'm going to be real here. I genuinely am a straight woman. I do not usually care for a female main character. It's bad, I know, okay? But here's the deal. I like men, okay? I'm a straight woman. So, I'm gonna root for the man. I don't know why. Don't come at me. It's just how it is. Fucking Elena in Vampire Diaries probably is what started this for me. I can't fucking stand her, okay? And so, like, even Feyre in ACOTAR, she drives me insane. Nesta.
Yeah,
I don't
Nesta's
like
fucking obnoxious.
Fuck Nesta, okay? I actually like Violet. I know. And for all the female main characters, she's one of my favorite ones. Because I don't think she's super whiny. I feel like they make the rest of them really whiny, and she's not.
Yeah, she tries, like, very hard to not be whiny because she knows she already has this disadvantage. So she's like, I'm not going to prove everybody right by acting like a baby and saying that I can't do this or I'm not capable. I'm going to condition myself to be capable.
Yeah. Also, something I did not catch the first read or the second read, really, that I caught on this third read. You know when Zayden comes and, like, kills everyone who's attacking her in her room in the middle of the night? You know how she says, I says something, and he replies to her, but she didn't actually say it. And she said, oh, I didn't think I said that out loud. But she was so caught up in the moment that she didn't realize. I think that was the first time that they were able to, like, bond, communicate.
Yeah.
But you don't catch it until you know that and you're reading through again. And you're like, oh, he was in her head. She accidentally, like, they were accidentally in each other's heads.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that probably comes from, like, you know, in every story where there's any sort of magic or, like, bond like that, it's always heightened when you're scared or, like, overly emotional. So that kind of opened the window for that bond to happen and for her to not realize it.
Yeah. And then not put too, I still think she thinks that she just
said it out loud by accident.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What do you think of all of the signets? Like, what's your favorite? Which one would you want?
I don't know. Hers is pretty cool.
Hers is pretty cool. I would not want mind reading, even though I know it's a death sentence, because obviously he got his neck snapped. But I've said this before. I don't want to know what people think of me. Ignorance is bliss. If I don't know, I can pretend that everyone likes me, and it's fine. I think that fire would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Which, if you have a dragon, I guess you always have fire. The dragons have.
Yeah. I don't know, because it's such a responsibility being able to see people's memories.
Yes.
So I don't think I would want that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree. I agree. I think there's a lot of really cool ones, and I think we get to see more of that, like, in the next book, without spoiling anything. Because right now, it's really just her crew. So, like, okay, how much do you love Riddick? I knew you would. He gives Cassian vibes.
Yes, very much so.
I love him. Okay, here's another topic. I'm totally AWOL from our list over here. Like I said, we're going with the vibes. Okay, so at what moment did you start disliking Dane? Like, what was there a specific time when you're like, yeah, I don't know about this guy?
I had that moment when he, like, went out of his way to kiss her on the forehead, because Xaden could see them, like
Mm-hmm.
just to piss him off. But the real moment that I was like, no, fuck this guy, was when he was defending the other girl, Amber.
Amber, yes.
And
Yes.
she's like, no, like, why would I lie about this? And he's like, show me. And just reached for her. And like she said, you didn't ask. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you ask. It doesn't matter, what you think you need in that moment. Like, you always have to ask permission to see something so personal.
Mm-hmm.
And she was protecting him in that moment too.
Yeah. No, she
So,
was. And I think my first read, I'm attracted to, like, I think you've texted me this before and you were like, is so and so bad or am I just attracted to the morally gray men? I think
yeah.
my natural instinct is to root for the morally gray men, but I also have a soft spot for like a childhood sweetheart. And so there's a
Mm-hmm.
part of me that was kind of rooting for both of them and was just like, okay, whatever happens, like it'll be good for the book. But I think Dane started bothering me when he kept trying to sneak her. The first ick I got was when he kept trying to sneak her out. And she kept saying, no, I'm not sneaking out. And then
Mm-hmm.
finally, just to get him to shut up, I think she promised him that she would think about it. But that was like the first time I'm like, okay, this guy's at first, like first glance, her going across the parapet, him seeing her, I was like, oh, he just cares about her. And then in my head,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, why does this keep happening? Like he needs to stop.
Yeah, why does he want to save her so bad? She's got that savior complex. Like he wants to
Yes.
be the one to protect her and save her from
Mm-hmm.
this imminent danger, but she's a badass, so she
Yeah.
can take care of herself, kind of.
Whereas
Like yeah, she has a
Zayden
lot of help.
saw the potential. Exactly. Where Zayden saw the potential and was like, I'm not going to let you be defenseless and weak. I'm going to have my people train you. Fuck it. I'm just going to train you. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously the sexual tension on the mat. Oh, chef's kiss, Rebecca. Chef's kiss. But anyways, he decided that's the difference between a man that wants to support you and a man who wants to just protect you. And that's
Mm-hmm.
fine if that's what you want. That's
Yeah.
the deal with all this. You want to be a trad wife in Dragon World? You do it. You want to be a badass dragon rider? You do it. You do what you
Mm-hmm.
want, okay? And then just find someone who supports you in what you want to do. If she decided she didn't want to be a rider and didn't want to live this life, she probably would have been perfectly happy and content with Dane her entire life in ignorant bliss. But that's not
Mm-hmm.
what she wanted. She and then she got to the point. I think it was out of spite. She's like, no, I'm just gonna fucking prove my mom wrong. Like I think
Yeah.
it became a spiteful. The spite was motivating her, maybe. And I think that Zayden's training and everything, ultimately, she wouldn't be even half of what she was without that. She's smart, but she didn't have the physical, like,
Yeah.
physical need, physical powers you need to survive there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the icing on the cake that sealed the deal for me for Dane was when the same situation, Amber. But then it was like, okay, we're already a sealed deal. Now you're just fucking pissing me off when she
Yeah.
found out that he not unintentionally, that he stole her memories without her permission.
Mm-hmm. And then tried to get her killed.
Yeah, and then said, I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah.
The fact he would break a rule to sneak her out and not break a rule for anything else, you are a piece of dog shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's a coward that wants power, which is
Yep.
99% of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the worst kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part fucked me up, man.
Yeah.
Because
He's dead to
even
me.
after that, I was like, before that, I was like, okay, maybe they'll just like work through this weirdness and just be friends. Like it'll be
Mm-hmm.
weird for them to not be friends because it obviously bothers her when they act weird. So like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she wants him to be in her life as a friend. He just can't be her person. I think
Yeah.
that's fine. That's natural for you to figure out. But then when you did, I'm like, nah, you gotta die.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the moment.
Nail in the coffin.
Nail in the coffin. What do you think was Violet's biggest act of bravery in the book? I think it was when she stood up to the three guys trying to kill Andarna.
Yeah, because I mean, she knew. She knew one, the dragons could have like turned on her and been like, "What the fuck," and just turned her to ash. But she also knew these guys are way bigger, way stronger, have abilities and weapons, and they're out here to hunt something. Maybe it's gonna be me.
Yeah, they all
if I get in the way.
Dead.
Yeah.
They all want her dead. Yeah. Yeah. That part, I was like, you go off. I watched this video on TikTok today. Maybe we should link it or something. It's this girl who is recording as her husband's listening to the threshing part, and his reaction, "Oh, Violet gonna get 2!" He was, oh my god, I was crying. I was
But he is
laughing
all of
so
us.
hard. He's all of us, and it's so relatable. And I think I might have sent it to you on TikTok. It was like not long before we started recording, but no, it was hilarious. I loved every second of it, and I mean, that's my emotions during the threshing. Then when Xaden comes down, okay, that right there, okay, that one singular step that he went to take,
Yeah,
before Taryn showed up,
yeah,
showed me he would break the rules for her. At this
100.
point, no excuses. Dragons were not. He didn't pick her yet. Okay, he didn't pick her. There's no mate excuse. There's nothing like that. It's just he didn't want her to die. Yeah. I think everyone at this point is in denial about the feelings, but to me they were obvious. Even though like I just do it when I want, there would be no fun, like about killing her. He never wanted to fucking kill her. Like, no, he would have. He would have made sure she fell off. He would use the shadows or some shit. He would have taken the opportunity on the mat when she over-poisoned her opponents and had the opportunity where he could have killed her and got away with it. And he had never did. He helped her. So you cannot convince me that he ever even wanted her dead. I don't think he did.
Or, I mean, he could have gotten her in trouble when, and it was kind of both ways. He could have gotten her in trouble when she saw him coming back from like that meeting and could have got her kicked out or killed or whatever they would have punished her with then. And he didn't. He knew she was willing to keep that secret, and he went so far above and beyond to protect her and help her. And I wonder if it wasn't because he was already working with Brennan, so he was like,
I gotta watch out for his little sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, by the end of the book, yeah, that's kind of where it was like, oh yeah. He didn't care about the mom. Obviously, he got over that with Brennan. Mom may be a piece of shit. But I think a moment for him, too, was when he saw them interact and was like, I didn't realize it was like that with your mom, between you and your mom. And she was like, oh yeah, no.
Yeah, she's awful to me, too.
Yeah, so, no, honestly, like I said, I think this kicked Verity out of the top spot. It's just so fucking good, man.
So good.
It lives in my head rent free. It just all the time. Rebecca
the fucking
Yarros.
banter.
The banter
with Taryn and Xaden and Violet.
Damn,
like it's all
Violet.
Just
man.
And Liam.
Liam.
Like all of them. It's so funny.
Oh, it really is. And all of the different characters that she's built just in one singular book for us to remember their names. No offense to these other authors, I couldn't tell you 3 names out of any of the other romantasy books that I've read besides ACOTAR and Fourth Wing. That's it. I'm sorry, I can't tell you the rest of them. I've read several other series. There's Poppy in From Blood and Ash. I don't even remember the main male character's name. What's his name?
Cass.
It is Cass.
I only remember that because it's the same as ACOTAR. Yeah.
Okay, I remember Hunt from Crescent City and Bryce.
Okay, yeah.
That's it.
And of course in From Blood and Ash, the Malik and Malek, which I thought was so funny that the god of death is also Malik.
Malik, yeah.
Yeah.
So I knew it from this first, so when I heard it in there, I'm like, but then if you look on the cover of Iron Flame, let me read this. A fantasy like you've never read before, /JLA.
Huh.
Yeah. So, I think it's way better than JLA. No offense, JLA. I just didn't like your whole moment we talked about in the 4th book. I'm still not over it.
Also hate the fucking reusing of names. Like, stop. There's
name.
so many other options out there.
Pick a new name. Yep. So, anyways, are you excited for Iron Flame?
I am. So it became available on Libby the same day that I was finishing Fourth Wing, and I was like, do I start it? I was like, I'm gonna blur the lines between where it ends and what's in the next one. So I was like, I better not. So I delayed it another 5 days, and now I'm like, fuck, is it gonna be available like today? Because it said it'll deliver today or later. I'm like, come on. Get it here. I'm ready to start now. because I got an hour left in this other book, which I'll finish tonight. And then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to start because I am excited and I love this.
Yeah. No, it's so good. Next week, we'll probably not have time to talk current events because I don't know if you've seen them compared to each other. Because on top of it, see, this is Fourth Wing, Iron Flame. A lot bigger. So, on top of us covering Iron Flame, we have to talk about our theories for Onyx Storm because Onyx Storm will be coming out. Okay, so let me look at the calendar. Onyx Storm comes out the 21st.
So it's like 2 days after we record the next episode.
Yes. So it will be like we just finished a reread, record Iron Flame. We have to talk, we have to think, we have to figure out. So next episode we may skip the business. I don't know how you feel about that. We may just need to get right down to Iron Flame. And then after that, guys, the episode that comes out the 31st will be Onyx Storm. We wanted to give people time to finish it before we posted because obviously we spoil the shit out of everything. So
and give ourselves time to finish it.
And give ourselves time to finish it, maybe twice. I am a dumbass and did not take off work the 21st. But to be fair, I'm off this entire next week. So I don't know if I'd be like back from vacay for one day and then like take off again. I don't know.
I'm sick.
So sick from the airport. All of those beach tropical drinks, I got food poisoning. No, so there's all sorts of midnight release parties going on in our neck of the woods. Every bookstore around here is doing something. People are dressing up, and I have FOMO so bad, but I have to work and be an adult on Tuesday, and I don't know if I can stay up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to work on the 21st, but
you don't.
Mm-mm.
Jesse doesn't either. Maybe I should just take one for the team like you did on New Year's.
Go home, take a nap. I'll go get in line as soon as I get off work, and then
come meet you.
Barnes and Noble. Show up.
Yeah. No, Barnes
or
and Noble.
Target.
Target has that special edition that you can't pre-order. Okay, we're just gonna have to do it. I'm just gonna have to suck it up. Yeah. Okay, we'll figure it out.
You don't have to be at work till 8 though, right?
9. I can. Yeah, I'll be all right.
I'm like, I had to leave for work at 6:30.
After staying with us until 1 a.m. in Topgolf.
Yeah.
You were a trooper, though, honestly. I got a little wasted.
It was fun, though.
It was so
Can't wait to
fun.
do it again this year.
Yeah, we're going to do it every year, because that was, the cheapest, funnest New Year's we've had.
Yeah. I think we need to get a bigger group and do 2 bays.
Yes, I agree. Which, honestly, same, if it's 370, that was a steal, man. Yeah. That was a steal.
Yeah.
So, no, I think
the food could have been better, but...
Yeah. I mean, I got plenty of chicky nuggies and queso. I do wish they had a little bit more variety of food.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, well.
Same time.
We all had fun.
Yeah, we sure did. Okay, well, that's all I have. Anything else you want to add? We've been rambling for a while.
I think it was Zayden, but I think Violet asks, God, were you always this big? And he's like, no, I was a child at some point.
Oh, yeah. That was cute. Oh, there's one scene we didn't talk about that the first time I read it, it kind of bothered... I don't want to say it bothered me, but it just was hard for me to wrap my brain around the fact that the dragons were having sex and it was affecting them so much.
It was hilarious.
It was hilarious, and I love how she talked to Zayn and was like, I'm mortified to talk to Liam tomorrow. It's like, why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, man.
And then that was the first moment where I was like, oh, Zayn's getting a little jelly, because he was like, why? Did you sleep with him?
Yeah.
He's in his bed. He's in his bed alone. He's in his bed alone. Okay. That exchange. Was good.
Yeah, and then, the first time that they did it, and she's lighting trees on fire.
Yeah, breaking
Cause
stuff.
A forest fire.
Literally broke windows. And that just was a perfect setup for Taryn's classic line. I am telling you, when the first time I was reading this, right? And I used to not be a big fantasy reader. The only fantasy I would read was vampires. I love vampires. We've talked about that. I'm reading this and I go, so dying. And my husband goes, what the fuck's wrong with you? And I was like, her dragon just said something really funny. And he was like, what? I never thought I'd hear you say that. And I'm like, oh, it's so funny. So then we were listening to it I listened to it the second time with him because we were driving down to Florida and we were playing it on Audible and that part came and he died. I said, this is the part where I lost my shit. But yeah, no, all good fun.
Yeah, I love the, like, at the beginning of the Taryn Violet relationship, he made some noise and she's like, what's that? And he's like, closest translation for humans is probably for fuck's sake.
Yes! I know. Also, I was asking Jesse what his favorite quote was, and he said, when Violet talks to her friends and is like, is everyone else's dragon a curmudgeon or just mine?
Yes.
So true. We love Taryn, though. We love Taryn.
Oh, yeah. Hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else?
Nope, I think that's all she wrote.
I'm really glad I listened to it, though, because I definitely would have pronounced all of the names wrong just reading it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially, like, Riddick and even the name of the college. Like,
that's Gaius, yeah.
Yeah, I never would have pronounced those right. So definitely a fan of Audible and audiobooks because then you have the pronunciations right.
Yes, we love it.
All right. Well, next week, like she said, we are talking about Iron Flame and hopefully our predictions for Onyx Storm, if I can figure anything out.
I'm determined to figure out one specific thing. I don't think this spoils it. You've probably seen it all over the internet anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out what Violet's second signet is. She should get a signet from both dragons. And Rebecca Yarros says that it's in the books.
We find out. Yeah.
She said it's in the books and she's used it.
Yeah.
I can't fucking figure it out. The time thing obviously isn't staying because that's
but
like.
Does it have something to do with the time?
Maybe. Maybe.
What was her friend's signet? The like teleportation.
Rihanna?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what she can do? Oh yeah. No, there's some theories out there. We'll go through and put together like the most popular theories on TikTok, and then talk about our theories. We'll do that next episode. I'll go through. Because I've been deep in them trying to figure it out. Jesse is too. He's listened to it he's listened to Iron Flame like 3 times trying to figure it out. Oh no. So I think that's also fueling my determination. I want to figure it out before him. He thinks he has it figured out. We'll talk about it next week. But yeah, no, it's good. Good fun.
Okay. All right. Well, go follow our socials. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Open booked, and leave us a comment with your guesses or predictions, things that might happen in Onyx Storm. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.